Welcome back everybody to update number 38. Now in this video I go back to 10 past product reviews in order. In this case it's product number 371 to 380 spanning September and October of 2021. I take a look back at the original videos to see how they went and let you know if I continued to use the products or if I didn't and why. So without further delay, let's get right to update number 38. Number 371 was a collection of unnecessary gadgets like this, the seed phone holder combination. That was kind of a fun one. Let's see how the original review went. This is the cup holster. I paid $13.97 for this. This looks like a clamp attached to a cup holder. Oh yeah, there's about an 1/8 of an inch clearance. It feels sturdy vertically, but horizontally it's kind of moving still. Oh, it does have a cutout here in the back for coffee cups. This is a pretty small cup and it just fits. Skinny glass fits no problem, and it's very sturdy vertically. How about a large fountain drink from Wendy's? That fits there too. Squeezing the fat glass does not feel like a very good idea. I don't think I would do that. So yeah, this is probably designed more for a workbench or a cluttered desk where you need a little bit of extra space. But as long as you have a surface that it clamps to, it actually works. Seed and nut holder with integrated phone holder. Seems to hold the phone pretty well. All right, that's about as many as not really a lot. Guys, it works kind of like you thought it would. There's a lot more room in the bottom for the shells than there are for the seeds or nuts on the top. I guess you could have multiple rounds where you have to empty out. It doesn't hold nearly as many peanuts as it does pistachios or probably sunflower seeds. It's a pretty small amount of peanuts, but maybe that doesn't really matter. If you like what you see, you might like it. This is the Take a Roll by Roll Gear, not on Amazon. So all you do for this one is put your paper towel holder in there and you thread it through there, and then it's a protected paper towel holder. All right, so we place it in here. Paper towel is on the nodule. Now we would kind of fish this through here. Top back on. All right, I'm feeling it. I'm getting there. I think the idea isn't supposed to be the best dispenser in the world. It's really supposed to be something that protects your paper towel, which it seems to do. Oh, there it went. And the Take a Roll is still standing. I've got to give it credit, the Take a Roll does do everything it says it's supposed to do, although not everyone is going to see the point. All right, so as far as the seed phone holder goes, I let my kids use it. They kind of tried a little bit and they end up not using it. I continue to try to use it, but the idea of a dirty phone next to your nuts, so to speak, was not really very appealing, so I ended up throwing it in the boneyard. I'm sure some people have a use for it, but I didn't. The Take a Roll is something that's kind of situational. I didn't find myself in that situation very often, but I did use it a couple times outside. Otherwise, I haven't used it very much. Number 372 was the Magic Broom. It's basically a big squeegee with a handle on it. It was kind of going around in 2021 and I want to try it out, and here's how that went. Well, they give you 2 of these. That's kind of nice. The claims of this product are that it's a squeegee design that works well for dry or wet spills, good for pet hair, dirt, dust, windows, doors. Very well, much heavier, feels more solid. This is very cheap feeling. I mean, it's kind of working, I guess. It's kind of working. What I'm noticing is that when I put it down, like that happened when I actually moved the broom. Oh, it's leaving some behind. Well, I feel like this one's better. It's not leaving a bunch of grounds behind when I push it. It seems like the coffee grounds are getting stuck in here, and when I push it on the ground, they come off. Maybe it's not great. Look at this, the hair's going backwards. Oh, I'm not impressed. If I get closer to it, you can see it's missing a bunch of coffee grounds. Is this even straight? Oh, that's brutal. Look at this, not good, wow. Just kind of smearing it. Oh man, oh, it's leaving more than it's picking up. Oh, that's not good. It's just so flimsy that it's bending backward. Unlike any of the other squeegees I tried. I should point out that I did use it on a shower door because it is a squeegee. I didn't really have great results. I don't think it's nearly as good as a shower squeegee is. So even though it's billed as a Magic Broom, it's more like a mediocre squeegee. All right, so the Magic Broom was my choice for my absolute worst product I reviewed in 2021, so clearly it was not something I continued to use. I did pull out recently to compare to the Broom brush, and it still didn't work very well. There are other squeegee devices out there that work pretty well, but this ain't one of them. Number 373 was a collection of wine gadgets. I had a wine opener and 2 different wine chillers. Before I get to my update, let's see how the original review went. This is an electric wine opener that currently sells for about $18.99. I'm gonna see how this wine opener does with all 5 of these wine bottles. So what you're supposed to do is remove the foil cutter. All you really have to do is just place it over here, squeeze it, make a couple rotations. Came right off. All you have to do is place the opening of the electric wine opener over the wine bottle and press the button. Oh wow. Oh, it's coming right out, look at that. Wow, that's, I like when things work the first time, and that worked beautifully the first time. That's so nice. I really like this. This is great. Oh, it's struggling on this one. It's struggling on this one. It struggled on this one, but it did get it out. This is the Vo Chill. I paid $44.99 for this. It's a personal wine chiller. You simply stick it in the freezer for about 3 hours and you get up to 90 minutes of chilled wine. I've got the same amount in these two. One's going in the Vo Chill and one is going on its own. I'll come back in an hour and see how it works. 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh wow, look at this. It's actually colder than when I put it in there. When I put it in the Vo Chill, it was 49 degrees. Now it's 43. It's a beauty gadget that was designed as a chilled facial stick, but it's been repurposed as a wine chilling wand. All right, this wine is about 76 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what it is in this room. Here we go. All right, the stopwatch is set, the wine chiller's in the wine. We're gonna wait 5 minutes and see how cool it gets. Take out the wine chilling stick. All right, so once I stirred it, actually, it's 61 degrees. That's still pretty good. Well, I think 15 degrees in 5 minutes is probably acceptable to most people. But really, I think if you get any of these, you will like them. All right, so I don't really use the wine chillers, although I did think that they were kind of cool to test out. But the wine opener I use on a regular basis. I'm pretty happy with this one. I don't have anything to add to it other than the fact that it's held up well. The batteries last a long time. Quite a few people have bought this as well, and they've all given me positive reviews. This made my best of 2021 list for good reason, because this is actually a pretty solid product. Number 374 is the Moon Pod, which is essentially a $300 beanbag chair. I tested it out, and here's how that went. This is the Moon Pod. It's actually a $300 beanbag chair. It's been advertised online for the last couple of years. This has a very strong smell to it. I paid $2.99 for it. They say the list price is $3.99, but it seems like it's always on sale for $2.99. They also say there's 3 modes: chair mode, recline mode, and nap modes. Huh, that does feel kind of like a chair, actually. I wasn't sure, but you know, firmer than I thought it was going to be. Most beanbag chairs are very soft. This is way firmer than I expected. I guess that's not bad. You know, it's not bad, really. It doesn't seem like there's a big difference between nap mode and recline mode. I don't know if I would nap it's so firm, I don't know if I would nap on this. Moving it from place to place is actually quite easy. And you sit down on it, you get up. It's gonna fall over. Dogs seem to really like this, and it seems pretty pet friendly. I haven't noticed any problems with dogs being on here. It does pick up pet hair and fuzz really badly, especially if you have a pet on there. You can go from a vertical position, you can plop down on it, you can even sit straight in the middle of it and use it kind of like a bench. It is pretty versatile in that respect. You get 2 weeks to return the Moon Pod, and there's also a $60 restocking fee. There was a smell on this when I first got it. It seemed pretty pronounced. I do think most people who buy it will probably enjoy it, as long as the $300 isn't too much of a hit to their wallet. So you might be surprised to learn that the Moon Pod has gotten a decent amount of use around my house. I haven't used it a lot, but my kids have used it. They have it in their room when they have friends over. So if they want to sit in front of the TV, they can kind of sit closer. So there's kind of some uses for it. But my problem with it is that it's kind of a pet hair magnet. Check it out. I will lint brush this off a couple times a week, but it picks up hair, and the hair sticks to it. So if you have pets, this is something to consider with the Moon Pod. Number 375 was the first of 2 sleep gadgets in this update. This is kind of a weird Shark Tank product called the Sleep Pod. Now, normally I would have it on right now to introduce it, but I can't find it. Watch some clips of my original review and you'll see why. I paid 90 bucks for this, which is kind of steep. They say it simulates being hugged, and it has 4-way stretch material that compresses and calms. All right, well, it's a very soft material. They say it was created as an alternative to weighted blankets. It's about the thickness of a sheet, and they have this opening down the bottom. You can put your feet out. Wow, am I gonna feel claustrophobic? I'm not sure. Do I really wanna walk around like that? I don't know. So I just kind of pulled it up even more and walked into the bathroom. And then when I had to use the restroom, I had to pull it up even more. It was up above my waist. So by the time I was done, I looked in the mirror. This is what I saw. So by the end of the night, I was basically wearing an elastic tube top. And I think this is gonna be one of those reviews where I'm in the minority of people who don't really like it that much. If there's an emergency in the middle of the night, say your dog's puking or you hear a loud sound, you usually can just throw the covers off and jump out of bed and go see what's going on. Well, with a sleep pod, you kind of have to get out of it first before you can go rush to it. Like, get me out of here. I feel tangled. There's gonna be a lot of people that do like this, and those people will probably curse me for this video because I have to admit I don't really like it very much. So yeah, I don't use a sleep pod. It made my worst of the year that year. The only reason I ever put it on is to show people how ridiculous it is. I'm sure there's some people out there that might find use for it, but I wasn't one of them. Number 376 is the Heinz packet roller. This is kind of a weird one that went out. It was a limited edition item that supposedly allows you to dispense ketchup packets and other packets like that more easily. I wasn't sure if this was a gimmick or actually a real product. I ordered one, I tested it out, and here's what happened. So you have the cutter right here, you insert it right there. There's the roller, and you turn the cap in order to get the contents out. All right, that looks like a pretty good cut. All right, now we turn. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, very satisfying. This is not pretty, but I will say the ketchup packet is completely empty, so I give him credit for that. All right, nice clean cut. All right, now we're gonna load the packet into the roller itself. That seemed to go okay. And now we turn. Oh, it's working. Oh, this is the best one so far. Oh, this is working. So then I guess we just kind of pull it back out. It smells like a horseradish in here. This one worked quite well. Look how thin that packet is. It got every last drop out. The cut was nice. And hiya! And here we go. Oh yeah. Looking good. Looking good. Now you notice over here, look how flat that is. That's very flat. It definitely gets all the ketchup out. My question is, was there ever really a problem with opening packets the old school way like this? I'm not sure that was ever really a problem to begin with. This is another one that made my worst of 2021 because even though it's kind of a cool gimmick, it certainly isn't easier than just tearing a packet open and using your hands for it. It's kind of a cool gadget just as a novelty piece, but as a useful gadget, not so useful. Number 377 were the controversial Rayban Stories. Now, why are they controversial? Because Facebook's also involved with that, and people don't trust Facebook so much, especially with a pair of sunglasses with cameras on them. But I put all that aside and I tried them out, and here's how that went. It has 2 integrated cameras, 3 microphones, and 2 speakers that allow you to take photos, take video, listen to music, take phone calls. A collaboration between Rayban and Facebook. Maybe a little bit thicker than the typical Wayfarers that I have. Looks like we've got dual 5-megapixel cameras here. There are built-in speakers that go over the ear. If you're outside and you're listening to music and you go either into the shade or indoors and you take your glasses off so you can see better, your music listening session is over. While I'm sitting here, how about some video of where I'm sitting? How's the audio? A friend is joining us. It's still recording, isn't it? I see the light up there. What I find interesting is that these are called the Rayban Stories, but most stories on social media are in vertical, but this actually films in a 1200 by 1200 square format. Here's actually how some video looks in the raw, uncropped version, which is the square format. You can see beautiful Warner Robins. Well, I'm on the edge of town right now, but this is what it looks like. In my few tests I've done so far, it's worked pretty well. Here's the walking stabilization test. If it starts raining here, I'm in trouble because these are not waterproof whatsoever. Sometimes the cameras will pick up the hat, which I'm assuming this is gonna happen here. So this will give you a good idea of what you can do with the Ray-Bans glasses as far as filming goes. Shirley Hills Elementary School, where I went to 2nd through 6th grade. Russell Elementary School, where I went to 1st grade. This is the fountain pool. When I was young, it was called the dry lake pool. I almost went here if I'd lived here long enough, but I went to a lot of the games across the street. I think it's a good companion to have in a phone, but I don't think it's a full replacement for it. All right, so I still kind of use these sometimes. They're kind of my throw the ball to Bailey glasses. I can put some music on while I'm tossing the ball to Bailey every day. So I use them almost every day, just for that short period of time I'm tossing a ball of Bailey outside. I never use the camera, but the only problem with the music is when I go inside, I have to take them off so my music session's over as well. As opposed to a pair of earbuds, you can just kind of keep listening to music. As far as sunglasses goes, it's kind of average. I'm glad I tried them out, but if I wasn't reviewing them for this channel, I probably would not have bought them. Number 378 was the Handy Heater Pure Warmth, the updated version of the original Handy Heater. It's supposed to be a small space heater that can heat an entire room. I tested it out and here's how that went. They say it's good for pretty much any room, living room, den, kitchen, bedrooms, offices, bathrooms, basements, and more. I've got the Handy Heater Pure Warmth. This is going to be blowing across the room here. This thermometer is actually set up a little bit below its line of fire here. I've got the Nectar Mattress box about almost 5 feet off the ground, about a 45-degree angle. Another 45-degree angle is this lamp. And in the back of the room, I've got command strip to the wall. I've got one way up here about 6.5 feet off the ground. So I'm hoping that having 4 thermometers kind of spread out throughout the room at different heights, different distances, we can kind of get a gauge of how much the Handy Heater Pure Warmth can warm up a room in 1 hour. Let's see what we got here for measurements. We got 58.5 for number 1, 56.8 for number 2, 58.8 for number 3. Back here, 60.1. There it goes. There you go, first reveal here. Thermometer number 1, it's definitely warmed up, 65 degrees. Down here we got 70.7. Number 3 we got 66.2, and in the back 67.6. We'll come back in another 30 minutes and see how it does. Oh, it feels nice in here. 69.6, 75.6, 70.2, 71.2. All of them over 10 degrees. In fact, the one right in front of the unit's almost 20. I would say that the Handy Heater Pure Warmth did warm this room up by more than 10 degrees. So I think that it's a success at the 1 hour mark. All right, so I have quite a few space heaters. I've got the Handy Heater Pure Warmth. I've got this kind of unnamed generic version. And I also have this one by Andilli. I used the Handy Heater Pure Warmth for a while, but I replaced it with this one. This is 1200 watts, this is 1500. You can just see that this one is just a little bit bigger, a little more powerful. Now also the only reason I really use space heaters isn't to warm a room, it's to warm my hands, because I've got Raynaud's, which my hands are always cold, so I kind of keep it nearby when I'm typing. I think it did pretty well. I don't really have any major complaints about it, but there's a lot of other space heaters out there. The competition's pretty stiff, and to me, this is the one I end up going with. Number 379 was the Ball aluminum cups. It was part of the Team C's fundraiser back then. These are infinitely recyclable aluminum cups. I tested them out, and here's how that went. This is supposedly an infinitely recyclable alternative to plastic cups. The purpose of the Ball aluminum cup is literally to reduce plastic waste that ends up in landfills and oceans. This is much more solid feeling. This is 18 ounces, this is 20. Aluminum cup seems to be around 58 to 60 degrees, somewhere in there. Plastic cup. Oh, it's a little bit warmer. It looks like around 63, 64 degrees. Aluminum can first. Oh, very simple. Ball aluminum cup. About as simple, I guess. Maybe a little bit more difficult, maybe slightly sturdier. You might want to consider something like this as one small step towards a much bigger problem of plastic and landfills in the oceans. So this is the only one I have left. I saved it for this particular video. All the rest of them I used, but I will say that they lasted even longer than I thought they were going to. If you're just using these around the house, you can kind of rinse these off over and over again. I think each one lasted me weeks at a time. It took a long time for me to go through that entire package of them. I actually like these quite a bit over the red Solo cups. So to me, I'm a pretty big fan of the Ball aluminum cups. Number 380 was the Nectar Mattress. This is one that's been advertised online a lot. You've probably seen ads for it. It's one that I reviewed over kind of a long period of time. I feel like I gave it a pretty good shot. And here's a few scenes from that review. It's well packaged, I'll give them that. All right, well that was easy enough really, and it looks like it's almost fully expanded already. One thing I've also noticed is that people seem to love this mattress or hate it. With tax, the entire order cost me $1,265.76. First test. Oh wow, I kind of feel like I'm still sinking. I can kind of feel the memory foam conforming around me. Well, I'm still sinking. I'm still sinking. I've seen better edge support from other beds. This is going almost all the way down. You can see there's a big area where it retained my shape and now it's kind of coming up slowly. Wow, okay. Oh, it's kind of firm and soft. Once you've sunk down to the bottom of that top layer and you hit the lower layers, it doesn't feel so soft anymore. You can get used to things you don't really like that much, and I'm struggling to really like the Nectar mattress. The bed itself contours around you, which is a great thing if you don't move around a lot in your sleep. Now right now this is still sunk in and I feel like I'm on a cavern about to drop into it. And now I'm sinking down and where I was laying before is coming back up. But if I would roll back on my back, now I feel like there's another one I'm about to fall into. I'm getting sucked into this hole here. I definitely feel like I fight with that most of the night. If you sleep hard, don't move around in your sleep, this is great. When you roll around once in a while, not so much. So as much as I really tried and I gave it a fair chance, I have to say I don't like the Nectar mattress. So when my review ended, I concluded that I was probably just gonna return the Nectar mattress. But at the last minute, I decided to change my mind. I was gonna push through for this particular update and use it for over a year, which I've done now. And I can tell you that after more than a year of use, I still don't like the Nectar mattress. To its credit, it hasn't developed any sink spots or any wear and tear that I've noticed. It's held up quite well. It's just not the particular style of mattress that I like. I know a lot of people swear by it, but I'm not one of them. All right, so in the end, I would say the worst of the bunch would be the Magic Broom. That was my worst of 2021. And I guess the best of this bunch would probably be the automatic wine opener, because I still use that one. But as always, it was an interesting bunch of gadgets, and I'll be back in about another month with my next update video. Until then, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.